Hi guys, this is a bit of a weird start to a video, but I thought I'd just start filming because I'm on my own anyway, home alone. But I just think it's important to show the bad parts. The bad parts as well as the good. I think there comes a time and like, I suppose, oh God. Gosh, I need to snap out of it. I think the thing is, they call it the honeymoon phase. And it's kind of like things going well, your body's not changing much, but you're feeling better and you're eating really good foods and, you know, things are really well. And they are good. They are good, don't get me wrong. You really don't. But, you know, when you start to see changes in your body, and then things are fitting a bit better, and no, I feel really silly for crying on camera. Like, this is going to be on YouTube, like, well done. But it's like, I don't want to sugarcoat things all the time, because recovery ain't easy. It ain't. And there are days that you just feel like, just saying, what's the point, you know? You know, you have to go through all the symptoms of refeeding, and just it's, you gotta stay so strong all the time, and then you get the comments, oh, you're looking well. I don't regret choosing recovery, but it's just hard to put a smile on it all the time, that's all. It's just not easy, that's all. Gosh. Again, I do apologise for, I don't know, starting this video quite rocky, but I've just had a really tough morning. My team don't really want to know, and you know, I wanted to take stuff out of my diet this morning, but I don't know if it's me doing that on my anorexia. I don't know. I've woke up in the mindset of like, restrict, but what's that going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. It's good to cry sometimes. I don't know what to do. I know it's snack time now, and the last thing I want to do is get a snack right now. It's the last thing I want to do, but I know that I've got to. Like, I'm looking at my phone now, I've got messages from like my mum, my dad, Matt, just people on Instagram, and it's like, there's so many people supporting me, so I've got to do it. And I know it's still early recovery, but it's so hard to think like how far I've come in a short amount of time. It's just a bit scary, that's all. So I'm going to get my snack and then I'll calm myself down. Again, I apologise for getting upset on camera. I just think it's important to be like honest on here. Because you know, I'm always very positive. I like to keep positive and my Instagram and everything, but I don't know, it just gets you sometimes. I don't know if I've got a wonky septum now. It does get to you, and it's okay to cry. So I'm gonna get my snack, calm myself down. And then I'll actually start the video on what it's meant to be about. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the proper intro now. That before is just, I've had a bad morning. I wanted to put it in there because I'm not perfect. I don't just eat food and feel amazing all the time. Yeah, recovery is really tough. But you're okay to cry, and it's okay. You will be okay. But yeah, so I just wanted to put that in there. But this video is about my personal inpatient experience in an eating disorder ward. I was inpatient for 5 months. and I met some incredible people along the way, but it definitely wasn't an easy ride. It involved a lot of tears, screaming, throwing things. I don't know, I had a thing for throwing things, I don't know why. I sound like a devil patient, but I think I might have brought a bit of life to the ward. I was always quite mischievous. They'd catch me dancing a lot, but not dancing to like exercise, but dancing because I was hyper. If you're being fed that much food, you need a bit of energy release in some way. There's only so much banana grams you can play. So I was in day treatment initially, as I didn't want to go into an inpatient ward, so I accepted day treatment as an option. That lasted a week. That made me a lot worse mentally, physically, deteriorated very fast. So action was taken very quickly and I was admitted inpatient on the 11th of February 2016. I remember this because it was 2 days after my 17th birthday. So all of this went down pretty much when I was 16, 17. I was on an adult ward and yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I feel like I probably would have done better in an adolescent ward. But the way things worked out, yeah, I was on an adult ward. I was the youngest by a long shot. I was the baby of the place. A lot of the staff took me in as like their own, which is lovely, and I formed some quite strong bonds. I got quite attached to quite a lot of the staff. And I've seen some of them not long ago and it was amazing. I nearly cried because they're like family. If you live somewhere for 5 months, you're locked in a ward with these people, you're gonna get a bit attached to them and the routine and things. I was put inpatient on the 11th of Feb and that was a tough night, that was a tough ride. I don't want to go into too much detail of everything, but here's a few pictures of me in my plastic bed. On the first night I was on level 3, so that means one-on-one observation. I was being watched 24/7. That would be on the toilet, in the shower, while sleeping, just around the ward. Even when I had visitors, I'd always have a member of staff with me. That was tough, a bit humiliating, especially going to the toilet. Obviously I was just turned 17, so I'd never been in a position like that in my life. So that was quite humiliating, but I know that the risks were high and that just needed to happen. But luckily I stepped down from level 3 after a couple of days, so that's good. But so that's one picture of me in bed whilst crying and being upset from being homesick already on my first night, whilst watching my favourite film Matilda after my laptop had been pack tested, because all electronics will have to be pack tested when going into a ward. But that managed to get me off to sleep. And then I also put in a picture of my room. It's only a little picture because I did have an ensuite bathroom as well. I had a sink, a toilet and a shower, which I wasn't allowed to use for like a week, the shower. I actually got in the shower naked and got told to get straight back out because I was at too high risk of passing out, which was lovely. But anyway, the shower was okay when I actually got to use it. So yeah, that's just a little snippet of my room. As you can see, I've got my bed, all my toys. I took a lot of toys in. It's just more of a comfort thing. A birthday balloon, I believe, is on there. A desk, quite lucky with my view. The other side was like building work, like construction. So I got the good side, which is good. And I think you can actually see my Michael Bublé calendar. Don't ask. So yeah, that's my room. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the groups that they offer in my inpatient ward. I haven't actually said where I was inpatient. I was inpatient in the Cilantro Suite at the Barbary in Birmingham, Edgbaston. Nice place, little, but yeah, that's where I lived for 5 months. The groups that they offered there were support group. You had to do that every day in the week. A lot of people went on leave on the weekends, so they wouldn't run it then. But during the week, you would have to go every morning, no choice. We used to read little quotes and things to start the day off right. You could bring up any concerns, anything you're worried about, and you'd kind of go around in a circle and speak about how you're feeling and stuff. I remember crying once because my mum got rid of my rabbit whilst I was away because she couldn't look after him. Which is fair enough because my parents come in and visit me every single day without fail. Literally every single day. So the rabbit wasn't getting enough love, but I remember she told me, and I remember crying my eyes out in support group. I was like, they rid of my rabbit. But yeah, so that happened. We also had mindfulness. We had complementary therapy, which is a massage. We got a massage every week. That was incredible. The woman was amazing. That was really, I do miss massage, I'm not gonna lie. But we also had meal challenging group and craft group. They kept the days full and kept you going. We also had a community meeting. That's where you could raise any concerns about, I don't know, maybe if things are broken around the ward, or if there was always an argument on what radio station would be on, like during meal times. So we'd have a bit of debate. That was always quite entertaining, to be honest. But so yeah, that was my groups that they offered. As for the staff and the patients, they were incredible. They were all older than me. I was the baby of the place, as I said. There was a mixture of male and female. And I would class them as family. I'm still in touch with quite a few of them now, which is amazing. I had a best friend for life in there called Jen. She was like a sister. She ended up being my next door neighbour during the end of the admission, and because our beds were like on the same side, obviously there's just a thin wall in between us, we'd like knock on each other's wall just to say like good night or good morning, make sure each other's okay. And I remember doing the moonwalker past her bedroom. I got in trouble for that so many times. I was looking through my bag on the floor of things that I've like got from Inpatient. I've got all my care plans, I've got diaries that I kept all through my 5 months. I got through about 3 books, I think. And I found these. Medi wipes. These are what you used instead of toilet roll. If you've been inpatient in the UK, you might know these, you might not, but these are what they used in my ward, and they're crap. They're like tissue boxes, and you had to use this before whenever you went to the bathroom. So, memories. I just want to touch upon the food and meal plan. I don't want to drag this video out too much because I can't fit 5 months worth into this video, but I can just briefly run through. The meal plan was increased gradually. Obviously I was at high risk of refeeding syndrome, so I had all my care plans on the floor because I had them all out. I've been looking at everything and looking through my diary. Basically you had breakfast at 8:15. This would typically, what I'll do, I'm not going to tell you what I started on, I'm just going to tell you what my meal plan was by the end of the admission. So, cause it might be a bit triggering because it's very little to start with. Obviously if you couldn't finish a meal you would be given a supplement. If you didn't drink supplement you would be NG tubed. Luckily I never got NG tubed. I scared myself out of being tubed because I heard other patients get it put in, and no, it scared me, and I've got a phobia of sick, and I know that it being down the back of your throat must make you feel quite sick, so I just thought I can't do that. So anyway, my meal plan by the end was cereal. It'd be like 40 grams of cereal with 200 mils of milk. Bear in mind, I didn't weigh this. The staff would prepare in the kitchen, and you would come and you would sit, and they would bring your cereal to you and a little jug with your milk in, and then you'd say, brown please for bread, and then they'd make your toast for you, and then you'd spread on the butter. They'd give you little packs of butter. So it was all very organised. You would be having the correct amount, you know what I mean? There's no slacking, no getting away with anything. You gotta, even the crumbs, you gotta get rid of the crumbs, get all the butter out of the packs. Yeah, there's no messing about. You are unsupervised, you've got eyes on you at all times. I've had many arguments in the dining room. I've threw food, I've cried, I've screamed, I've stormed out, I've had panic attacks, yeah, I've had some disasters in the dining room, but more good times than bad, I'd say. There's no getting away with anything in the dining room, that's not even a question. As for cutlery as well, you're given like plastic cutlery because it's health and safety. But that's crap because you can't cut anything. The amount of times I've been cutting into like food and it's like spilt everywhere or knocked across the table, and it makes you look like then you're throwing food away, but really it's because they don't give you sharp cutlery, so you can't do anything. But yeah, so breakfast would be, for me, was cereal. I usually had like Weetabix with hot milk. Don't judge me, hot milk in Weetabix is the only way. Mushy. And 2 pieces of brown toast I'd have in the morning with butter on. and a tall glass of juice. Usually you would have juice and a hot drink, but I don't drink hot drinks, so I just had a taller glass of juice than everyone else, but that was fine. So morning snack would be at 10:30. I haven't actually got a snack list on me, but I can't actually remember what was on there. It would either be 3 biscuits and a hot drink, a chocolate bar, a full fat yoghurt, so like a Muller or a Fruit Ubbly. If you know, you know. Hated them. Oh, the vanilla. No. So it'd be like a full fat yoghurt. Crisps, cheese and crackers, tuck biscuits. You could add banana, but you'd have to have like a proper calorific drink. But then in terms of drink, you could have like hot drinks like coffees, teas, all with milk. Horlicks, hot chocolates, Yazoos, Nesquiks, like fruit juice, milk, milky tea, things like that, you know. So that would be the options for snacks. You could also have cakes and bread and butter and cereal. So that would be the options for all snacks. So like lunches would usually be hot lunches, and then teas would probably usually be hot as well. You'd have sandwiches like 3 times a week, which I struggle with because I prefer a sandwich, like a cold lunch. But you'd usually have like pie, chips, toad in the hole, curry, rice, pizza, cannelloni, spaghetti bolognese, corn scallops, Kievs, risotto, lamb burgers. This is all things I can remember. So yeah, that was the food. They would let us go on leave when our weight was stable, and we could often go over to the QE hospital. They have a Costa coffee, so there was many challenges in there. And we also did cooking with the OT, the occupational therapist. Like we could individually choose what meal we wanted to cook, so it would be one-on-one. I remember I chose to cook corned beef hash, chicken fried rice and beans on toast. Not that I can't cook beans on toast, but I got away with missing out on like a hot dog or something because I wanted beans on toast. So that worked out okay. Also, sometimes people would be put on double snacks, so I've known patients to have like 2 chocolate bars for a morning snack, or you'd have to choose basically 2 things off the snack list because your diet needed to be high, as a lot of diets do in recovery. Like me now, I'm on like 2,800 to 3,000 plus. I don't count calories, but I know I eat more than that. But our bodies need it to heal and repair. So yeah. And we had weigh-ins twice a week. That's where your dietitian, you'd often have a dietitian come and see you on the ward. I remember hiding multiple times to get away from the dietitian. And then they would work your meal plan to you. There wouldn't really be any question about your meal plan. You would be getting an increase if they wanted you to have an increase, which caused many of arguments, but overall I know it's for the right reason. It says here on my care plan, it says if I'm unable to complete my diet, the nursing team will provide me with 1 40-sip supplement for introductory meal, which would be a smaller meal, or 2 40-sip supplements for a normal meal. So basically what would happen when you first go inpatient in my ward, you'd be on introductory diet because of refeeding, you'd be on a smaller diet, mainly liquids, so you would get 1 40-sip for that. But as time goes on, obviously you go into normal portions, and you would be given 2 40-sips for that, and then chewed if not. There were sitting times after meals. It would be an hour for main meals and then half an hour for snacks. So that dragged a lot. Also, in terms of meal plan, you were allowed 3 dislikes. I ended up with 4 because I had a tantrum. Stubborn Lauren strikes again. So basically, my dislikes were fish, seafood, I don't eat that anyway, I've mentioned that before, curry, cauliflower cheese. My 4th one was meat on the bone. This is because we had chicken on the bone come up once and that didn't go down well with me. Nobody was vegan in my ward. I know that that's changing now, but at the time, bearing in mind this was 2016, things were only just kind of being introduced in terms of veganism, becoming quite a trend. There was no thing as soy milk, almond milk, Alpro, nothing like that. There was vegetarian options, don't get me wrong, there was vegetarian, but nothing vegan. But as I said, this is changing now, so this might be different in whatever ward you might be going on to. I think it's hard because there's a lot of triggering behaviour with other patients, especially with patients who have been in there for a long time. Obviously it's an adult ward, so unfortunately a lot of the people in there have had it for quite a long time. so it's quite easy to compare yourself to them. They're very ill and lived with it for a very long time. But this is also very motivating, because whoever you speak to with anorexia, especially if they've had it for a long amount of time, like older people, they will tell you, please fight while you can, while you're young. You've got the chance to get rid of this, and you don't want to end up like me. And that's kind of like to terminate, like it pushes you to not want to be like that, because it's not a life living in an inpatient ward. But it's triggering because a lot of them also have like behaviours that you're very easy to fall into. It's easy to compare yourself, think, oh my god, I'm the biggest one in here. I'm pretty sure if you've been inpatient you will think that about yourself. It's easy to compare yourself and watch, like, pick up other people's behaviours in the dining room especially. I struggled with this. I remember there being a patient who would eat very slowly, and I remember I would start eating very slowly. It's quite, anorexia is very competitive as it is. So in terms of triggering behaviour in wards is hard, very hard. Really, also my advice that I can give there is you got to just focus on yourself. This is your recovery. Everyone else, they're just a blur. There's somebody to talk to, there's someone to laugh with, but that's their struggles, their recovery, their behaviours. You need to just do you, because at the end of the day, that's the reason why they keep going in and in and in. That's nothing on them, but that's the reason why they keep going into hospital. In terms of things to take into inpatient wards, I'd definitely say comfortable clothes. A bit like this, really. This is massive. It's lovely. You can have bad body image days. It just comes along with it. It's like today I'm having a crappy body image day, but I've got this lovely big jumper on. It's so cosy. Definitely take lots of things to do. Diaries, colouring, books, puzzles, games maybe, films, magazines. Definitely take some electronics if you can. I managed to take my laptop in, so I'd be playing Sims a lot. Obviously you're going to need the essentials like the razor for shaving, but you're not going to be allowed to use that when you want it all the time. You won't be able to keep that. Usually they'll be taken away and put in a locked drawer, but obviously you can ask for that when you actually need a shave, because you don't want to come out of an inpatient ward looking like a grizzly bear. Also you need like shampoo, shower gel, soap, towels, that kind of thing. You can get towels there, but if you want to take your own stuff you can. So yeah, overall, as I said, I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to be triggering and whatnot. It was a whirlwind over 5 months. My family came and visited me every single night. I had a lot of visits from friends, which was incredible. I didn't get leave for the first two, three months. And then I finally got like an hour out and stuff, but this goes according to your weight. You had to be of a certain BMI to leave. We went on ward trips a few times. We went to a pottery place, also went to the cinema a few times, which was fun. It was nice to get out of the ward, a bit of normality. It takes a while to get back to normal life when you are out of the ward, because you're so used to the unrealistic routine that you were in for so long. It's not real. It's like you're not in a real world when you're in a ward. To distract ourselves, we'd do puzzles, read, draw. We would play bananagrams, Scrabble, Dobble. Yeah, just things like that, just things to occupy yourself. The observations were daily as well. Bloods and blood pressure and blood sugars. I remember them testing me for anemia because I'm very pale. They tested me for anemia and they couldn't get blood out, and it was horrible, and I like almost fainted and stuff. But so that's quite traumatic. It's not a nice like place to be in, but ultimately it's saving your life. You got to look at it long term rather than the short term that you're in there for. There's so much I could say, but I don't want to drag this video on too long. So overall my inpatient stay was very rocky, lots of arguments and upsets, but also many highs. Met friends for life. The staff were absolutely incredible. Yeah, they saved my life and I'm grateful for them. And if there's anything anyone wants to message me about going inpatient, or maybe going into the Barbary in Birmingham and you want to know the routine of things, I can always let you know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Message me if you want any more info or anything like that. I've only been once, but I can always elaborate a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, sorry for crying at the beginning of this video. I just wanted to be raw with you all. So yeah, I'm going to do a vlog this weekend, so I'll see you then. Bye!